Hi, I'm Coach D. Shen, a total immersion swim coach based in the San Francisco Bay Area. And today I'd like to talk to you about a new recovery style that we've been playing with. I've been helping out with some of the workshops in San Mateo these last couple months and been finding some really good results with this new recovery practice technique, and I thought I'd talk about it today in this video. So traditionally we've been teaching it more like this, we say the elbow wants the lead, we like to swing the arm around for recovery, and until we get to the injury position, and then we drop in and do a switch into the other arm. Now, some of the issues we find with this is that when we try to get people to move the elbow in this fashion and hang the forearm underneath it relaxed, by giving them this kind of instruction, they oftentimes will do this. They'll move the shoulder first and then get locked up and they can't quite get the arm around. Or they'll move the shoulder first and then it creates so much tension that they can't stop or they can't release the forearm enough to get underneath. Or when they move the elbow, they have still that tendency to go behind their back, in which case they get locked up again and they have no choice but to move the hand forward in order to get it forward. So I've tried a bunch of things with this recovery style. I've tried pushing people's shoulder down and holding it back and finding that I have to brace myself to get them to stop moving the shoulder first with the trapezoids first, but instead trying to keep that back and just moving the elbow forward is really tough for people to do. So what we've been playing with at workshops, thanks to Coach Mandy and Coach Stewart of Mind Body Swim, is to simply just release the arm and whip it forward. Okay, get it forward as fast as possible. In fact, keep that arm straight if you have to. We find that bending it like this, for some reason, still causes tension in the shoulder, and this kind of shrugging motion that happens that can really lock up somebody's shoulder before they can get the arm around. It also seems to slow down the arm's advance forward. So instead, what we've been doing in the workshops is release and just get that arm forward, and then let the forearm bend into position, entry position, as the upper arm gets into position. So instead of doing this, we don't want that, okay, because that's reaching forward too far forward over the water. We just say, after exit, swing the arm forward as fast as you can to about here. You can come straight if you want to, and then just bends into entry position. Okay, so looking at it from this angle, my body is slightly angled, simulating the angled body position of swimming. I swing it around. Okay, so this can still come somewhat straight armed, and then let the arm bend down. We don't want to let this happen. Okay, this sometimes happens where the arm swings around and the hand swings around too much forward, and then when you enter you have to kind of do this switch angling of the arm back out again. Instead, you want to be able to find a way to swing that arm forward, let it bend into good entry position, away from the head, okay? But we still do not want to swing it behind us, behind our back, like this, because then our elbow is behind our back, okay, and that's not desirable. It's behind this line that's formed by a point on my one shoulder and the other shoulder. Okay, still don't want my elbow to go behind that line, okay, because that'll still lock me up. So keep that arm going straight around. Okay, it can go straight when you first start out. That seems to loosen up tension instead of trying to keep that arm bent. As you do it, swing around to position, and then just bend, let the elbow drop, the forearm drop, and then you're ready to go into each position. So what I found with this after I started swimming like this is being not so strict in letting the forearm go underneath is that I could actually get that forward momentum into play as I swim and add it to my forward motion. So there's a great video, I think it's called Reimagining Freestyle or something like that, by Bill Boomer. Watch that, and he really emphasized the recovery arm's role in generating momentum for freestyle, and didn't really quite get it. I sort of got it, but then I didn't really get it until I tried this style of recovery where as my arm came forward, it came forward so fast, and then as I drove it in, I found that this little bit of lag that I could see in my speed as I did the switch disappeared. My forward momentum would be more continuous. I could see the tiles going on past me on the bottom of the pool, more smoother and without stopping, which was a great revelation, and it really showed that the momentum of this recovering arm could be added to my forward motion as long as I could get it forward as fast as possible. Staying loose allowed me to do that. If I practiced and got this continuous motion of it would come forward, I swing the forearm forward, and as I'm doing that, I'm still moving forward, adding to my forward momentum. I switch, and then I could actually drive myself forward and maintain a more constant acceleration and motion versus doing this kind of stop-start doing switches. So give that a shot when you're swimming. Swing the arm around as fast as possible. It can be straight, don't worry about that. This is not a straight arm recovery, not that, okay? Get it to be about here, then let this forearm drop, and then push it in. Practice staying loose. This staying loose here seems to prevent people's traps from going like that. Just go, right? You can kind of just swing the arm, do the other side. Okay, so it can come around straight, and then boom. Straight, boom. And eventually, as people do it, it may come in a little more bent, and that's fine. Either way, the most important thing that I found about this is that you get to here, okay? The proper entry position and shape of the arm. That's the most important thing, and less emphasis on this kind of classic way of bring elbow leading to recovery, right? It doesn't have to be like that. Just get that arm forward as fast as possible. Get it about here, boom. As long as I get to this position, I'm good. I don't want to keep it straight all the way through. Okay, that's not what we're doing here. Keep it straight to about here, bend, and down. And if you can get here as fast as possible, then you can start exploring how the recovering arm's momentum adds to your forward momentum in freestyle. Give that a shot, and let me know what you think in the comments.